Have you ever wondered why, despite all your hard work and spiritual alignment, the universe has suddenly gone quiet and left you feeling more exhausted than ever? Welcome back, everyone. If you've been feeling a strange urge to retreat, to sleep more, and to pull away from the noise of the world, I want you to listen very closely. You are not falling behind, you are being prepared. In today's session, we are diving deep into why the chosen ones are currently being called into a period of deep rest and how this stillness is the final requirement before your greatest wish manifests into reality. You are going to learn exactly how to navigate this transition, how to identify the signs that your breakthrough is seconds away, and why your current fatigue is actually a sign of massive spiritual movement. You're going to gain so much clarity today, so settle in, open your heart, and let's get started. The stillness you are experiencing right now is not a void. It is a strategic containment designed by the universe to keep you safe while the foundations of your new life are being laid. When you are chosen for a higher path, your energy becomes highly sensitive, and the divine pause acts as a protective shield, preventing you from wasting your power on projects or people that no longer serve your ultimate purpose. This silence is actually a high-level recalibration, ensuring that your frequency is perfectly tuned to the blessing that is currently on its way to you. You might feel as though you are stuck in a waiting room, but in reality, you are being hidden for a reason. This period of isolation is meant to disconnect you from the collective anxiety and the frantic pace of the world, so that you can hear your own inner guidance without interference. The universe is intentionally slowing your external world down to force an internal expansion, making sure that when the doors finally open, you have the spiritual depth to handle the weight of your own success. Consider this pause as a divine appointment where you are being stripped of the hustle culture mentality that suggests your worth is tied to constant movement. By forcing you to stop, the universe is teaching you that your manifestation does not depend on your struggle, but on your alignment. This is the time when the spiritual architecture of your wish is being finalized in the unseen realms, and any interference from your side, driven by impatience or fear, could actually delay the process. This period is also about energetic conservation, as the breakthrough coming toward you requires a version of you that is fully charged and revitalized. If the universe allowed you to keep running at your old pace, you would be too burnt out to enjoy or maintain the miracle when it arrives. Therefore, the pause is an act of divine love, ensuring that you arrive at your destination with the vitality and clarity necessary to lead and thrive in your new reality. Finally, trust that the universe never wastes a season, and this current inactivity is the most productive phase of your journey so far. It is the silence between the notes that makes the music meaningful, and right now, the universe is composing the transition that will lead into your most triumphant movement. Your only job is to surrender to this stillness, knowing that the momentum is building behind the scenes and will release at the exact moment you are ready to receive it. The exhaustion you are feeling deep in your bones is not the result of physical labor, but the weight of your soul undergoing a massive structural upgrade. Soul fatigue happens when your spirit is working overtime in the higher dimensions to manifest your desires, leaving your physical body feeling drained and in need of deep recovery. You are essentially bridging the gap between who you were and who you are becoming. And that bridge requires an immense amount of spiritual energy to build, which often manifests as a heavy, unshakable tiredness. It is vital to recognize that this fatigue is a sign of progress, not a sign of weakness or illness. While your physical mind might be frustrated that you can't get as much done as you used to, your soul is asking for grace because it is busy processing the heavy karmic loads you are finally releasing. This is the final stage of carrying the weight of the world, and as you prepare to step into your wish, your system is purging every ounce of stress and trauma that cannot exist in your next chapter. When you experience this level of spiritual burnout, It is the universe's way of pulling you out of the game so that you don't interfere with the divine timing. Your soul knows that the upcoming season will be one of high intensity, joy, and responsibility, so it is forcing you into a state of forced rest to ensure your nervous system is regulated. You are being rebuilt from the inside out, and just as a building must be vacated during a renovation, you must withdraw from the world while your inner temple is being upgraded. Distinguishing between regular tiredness and soul fatigue is the key to your peace of mind during this transition. Regular tiredness is fixed by a night of sleep, but soul fatigue requires solitude, meditation, and total surrender to the flow of life. It is the feeling of being done with the old ways of living, the old dramas and the old versions of yourself, signaling that you have outgrown your current container and are simply waiting for the new one to solidify. Honor this heaviness by allowing yourself to do nothing without the burden of guilt. The chosen one often feels the need to always be on or helping others, but this fatigue is your permission slip to prioritize yourself above all else. Your wish is approaching at a rapid speed, and this deep rest is the final preparation for the launch. By resting your body now, you are giving your soul the space it needs to anchor your manifestation into the physical world, ensuring you are strong enough to hold the blessing once it lands. The process of shedding your old skin is an intense and often uncomfortable experience because it requires the total dissolution of the person you used to be. As you stand on the threshold of your manifestation, the universe begins to strip away everything that is incompatible with your new frequency, including outdated beliefs and self-limiting narratives. This is not a punishment, but a necessary purification, ensuring that you don't carry the baggage of your past into a future that requires complete lightness and clarity of spirit. During this final purge, you may notice that certain relationships or environments suddenly feel unbearable or simply fade away without explanation. This is the spiritual law of displacement in action. The universe is clearing the physical and emotional space required for your wish to land. If you try to hold on to these old fragments, you create resistance that slows down your progress. So the goal of this stage is to practice radical detachment and trust the divine removal process. This shedding also occurs on a deep subconscious level, where long-buried fears and insecurities rise to the surface one last time. It can feel overwhelming, as if you are regressing, but this is actually the shadow being brought into the light to be healed and integrated. By facing these final echoes of your old self, you prove to the universe that you are no longer governed by your past traumas, making you a stable vessel for the massive blessings that are currently seeking you out. As the old layers fall away, you might experience a sense of emptiness or a loss of identity, which is often referred to as the void. This space is sacred because it is the fertile ground where your new life will take root. Instead of rushing to fill this emptiness with distractions, you must learn to sit in the stillness, allowing the new version of yourself to emerge naturally without the influence of external expectations or societal pressures. Ultimately, the final purge is an act of liberation that prepares you for the responsibility of your new reality. You cannot pour new wine into old wineskins, and you cannot step into a life of abundance while clinging to a scarcity mindset. By letting go of the old skin, you are signaling to the divine that you are ready to be clothed in the power, joy, and success that you have been praying for, leaving the weight of the past behind forever. Recognizing the signs that your wish is in flight requires a heightened sense of awareness and a shift in how you interpret the world around you. One of the most common indicators is a sudden increase in synchronicities, such as seeing repeating numbers or hearing specific messages that mirror your internal thoughts. These are not coincidences, they are the universe's way of winking at you, confirming that the spiritual coordinates of your desire have been locked in, and the manifestation is moving through the final stages of the physical pipeline. You may also experience a strange sense of knowing, or a deep inner calm that defies your current logic or circumstances. Even if your external life looks chaotic or stagnant, your intuition begins to whisper that everything is already done. This prophetic peace is a powerful sign that your soul has already touched the energy of the breakthrough, and it is now simply waiting for your physical senses to catch up with the reality that has already been established in the spiritual realm. Another major sign is the appearance of bridge events or small, unexpected opportunities that seem unrelated but feel significant. These are the stepping stones designed to position you in the right place at the right time. You might feel a sudden urge to go somewhere new, call a certain person, or learn a specific skill. Following these intuitive nudges is crucial, as they are the practical instructions from the universe, guiding you toward the delivery of your wish. The universe often uses dreams as a canvas to show you the progress of your manifestation before it appears in the waking world. You might start having vivid, high-vibration dreams where you are already living out your wish, or receiving guidance from higher sources. Pay close attention to the emotions you feel in these dreams, as they are training your nervous system to handle the frequency of your new reality, ensuring that when the wish arrives, it feels familiar rather than shocking. Finally, you will notice a shift in the people around you. Either new people with the same energy as your wish will enter your life, or you will see others receiving the very thing you have been asking for. Seeing your wish manifest for others in your immediate circle is a clear sign that you are in the vicinity of that blessing. It means the energy is close, the veil is thin, and the universe is testing your ability to celebrate the success of others as a final confirmation that you are vibrationally ready to receive your own. Productive rest is not about the absence of activity, but the presence of deep, intentional preparation within the subconscious mind. For the chosen one, this period of stillness is when the most significant spiritual work occurs, as you are essentially downloading the blueprints for your next chapter. By stepping away from the external grind, you allow your nervous system to stabilize, which creates the mental clarity needed to recognize the divine opportunities that are about to manifest. This is the art of being busy on the inside while remaining perfectly still on the outside. Society has conditioned us to believe that if we aren't constantly moving, we are falling behind. But productive rest challenges this narrative by proving that alignment is more powerful than effort. During this phase, you are auditing your energy and identifying where you have been leaking power to people or situations that do not serve your highest good. This internal inventory is a vital part of your productivity because it ensures that when your wish arrives, you aren't too exhausted or distracted to actually steward it properly. Think of your life as a high-performance machine that has been running at maximum capacity for far too long. Productive rest is the mandatory maintenance period where the universe replaces worn-out parts of your psyche and refuels your creative spirit. If you bypass this rest, you risk crashing just as you reach the finish line. By leaning into the silence, you are actually accelerating your progress, as a well-rested spirit can achieve in one day what a burnt-out spirit couldn't accomplish in a year. This form of rest also involves the cultivation of expectant patience, where you stay in a state of relaxed readiness. You aren't resting out of despair or giving up. You are resting because you are so confident in the coming harvest that you no longer feel the need to micromanage the universe. This level of trust is the highest form of spiritual productivity. It sends a clear signal to the divine that you are ready to receive, shifting your vibration from one of seeking to one of having. Ultimately, mastering productive rest means understanding that your worth is inherent and not tied to your output. When you can sit in silence and feel completely fulfilled without a single external accomplishment, you have reached a level of spiritual maturity that triggers the release of your deepest desires. The universe rewards those who can master their own energy, and this period of rest is the final exam. Once you prove you can be still, the universe knows you can be trusted with the massive movement that is coming your way. Stepping into a new season of life requires a complete shedding of the old you, because the frequency of your past cannot survive in the atmosphere of your future. Many people wonder why their manifestations are delayed, not realizing they are trying to fit an upgraded life into an outdated identity. The version of you that struggled, settled for less, and lived in survival mode simply does not have the capacity to hold the abundance, power, and peace that your wish entails. Therefore, the universe must dismantle the old structures of your personality to make room for the new. This identity shift often feels like a period of mourning, because you are essentially saying goodbye to a version of yourself that helped you survive for years. You may find that your old hobbies, your style of communication, and even your taste in music or food begin to change rapidly. This is a sign that your cellular memory is being overwritten. You are being asked to let go of the victim or the underdog narrative that you might have worn as a badge of honor, moving instead into a state of effortless authority and deservingness. The old you was built on a foundation of defense mechanisms and societal expectations, but the new you is built on authentic divine alignment. Taking your old insecurities into your new season would be like trying to navigate a high-speed jet with the steering wheel of a bicycle. The tools you use to survive the struggle will only hinder you in the season of ease. You must be willing to walk through the fudder of transformation, trusting that only the things that aren't meant for your future will be burned away in the process. This transition is also about changing how you view your own value and power. In the past, you might have sought validation from others or felt the need to explain your choices, but the upgraded version of you operates from a place of silent certainty. As you shed the old skin, you stop asking for permission to be great and start accepting it as your natural state of being. This internal shift is the actual key that unlocks the door to your wish, as the universe only reflects back to you the version of yourself you have finally decided to embody. Finally realize that the old you was a necessary stage of your evolution, but it was never the destination. You should look back on your past self with gratitude for getting you this far, but you must keep your eyes fixed firmly on the horizon. The new season demands a higher level of discipline, a more refined focus, and a heart that is completely open to receiving without guilt. By fully embracing this transformation, you bridge the gap between wanting and becoming, allowing your wish to manifest not as a miracle but as a natural extension of who you are now. The calm before the manifestation storm is a unique spiritual phenomenon, where all the noise, conflict, and chaos in your life suddenly drop away, leaving behind an eerie and profound stillness. To many, this silence feels unsettling, as if the universe has forgotten about them, but it is actually the ultimate sign that your reality is about to undergo a massive shift. Just as the ocean recedes before a tidal wave, your life is pulling back to gather the necessary force to propel you into your new destiny. This is the moment where your faith is tested most, as you are asked to believe in what is coming even when you see absolutely nothing happening on the surface. During this period of absolute quiet, you may find that you no longer feel the need to chase, explain, or prove yourself to anyone. This internal equilibrium is a sign that your frequency has finally stabilized and matched the vibration of your wish. The storm that follows this calm is not one of destruction, but of rapid creation, a whirlwind of events, connections, and breakthroughs that will reorganize your life in a matter of days or weeks. The universe is waiting for you to reach this state of total surrender before it releases the floodgates, ensuring that you are grounded enough to handle the sudden influx of energy. This stillness serves as a final energetic clearing, where the last remnants of doubt are allowed to settle. In this vacuum, you are given the opportunity to sit with your intention without the interference of daily drama or external distractions. It is a sacred window of time meant for deep reflection and gratitude, as if you are standing in the quiet of a theater just before the curtains rise. If you can master this silence without falling into anxiety, You prove to the divine that you are ready for the high-intensity blessings that are currently hovering just out of sight. The calm is also a protective measure for your mental health, providing a buffer zone before your life becomes significantly more complex and busy. Once your wish manifests, your responsibilities and your influence will likely expand, leaving you with much less time for the solitude you currently enjoy. The universe is giving you one last chance to breathe, to rest your mind, and to savor the simplicity of your current life before it is transformed forever. Instead of fearing the quiet, use it to anchor your peace, making it your default state for the journey ahead. Finally, trust that the intensity of the storm will be proportional to the depth of the calm. If you have been in a long season of waiting and recent weeks have been particularly silent, it indicates that the breakthrough headed your way is of a significant magnitude. This is the point of no return. The old world has faded and the new world is preparing to rush in. Keep your heart open and your vibrations high. For the silence is not an absence of movement, but the final breath the universe takes before shouting yes to everything you have ever asked for. Protecting your peace during this transition is your most important spiritual responsibility, as your energy acts as the magnet for your coming blessing. As you move closer to your breakthrough, you may notice that the world around you becomes more demanding, or that people from your past try to resurface to pull you back into old dynamics. These are often energetic tests designed to see if you will trade your newfound alignment for old patterns of chaos. You must be unapologetic about setting boundaries, understanding that saying no to others is often the same as saying confirm to your manifestation. Maintaining your peace requires you to become extremely selective about the information and vibrations you allow into your space. This is the time to limit your exposure to negative news, gossip, or social media comparisons that trigger feelings of inadequacy. Your mind is currently a fertile garden where your wish is taking root, and any seeds of doubt or discord planted by external forces can hinder its growth. By creating a sanctuary of peace in your physical and digital environments, you ensure that your focus remains locked on the vision of your future. Grounding yourself is a practical necessity when your life is in the middle of a spiritual upgrade. The high-frequency energy of a manifestation can sometimes make you feel flighty or anxious, so connecting with the physical world through nature, movement, or healthy routines is essential. This keeps your energy anchored in the present moment, preventing you from living too far in a future that hasn't arrived yet, or a past that no longer exists. A grounded spirit is a stable vessel, and stability is what allows a blessing to last long-term rather than being a temporary flash in the pan. You must also protect your peace from your own internal critic, the voice that tells you that you aren't doing enough or that the waiting period has gone on too long. Self-compassion is a powerful shield during this transition. When you feel the urge to rush or the pressure to perform, remind yourself that the universe is in control of the timing, and your only job is to stay in a state of grace by refusing to engage in mental warfare with yourself. You keep your vibration clear and receptive, which is the fastest way to bridge the gap between your current state and your desired reality. Ultimately, your peace is the evidence of your faith. When you are truly convinced that your wish is on its way, you no longer feel the need to be stressed, hurried, or defensive. Protecting your peace is an act of worship and a declaration of trust. It tells the universe that you are so certain of the outcome that you can afford to be calm while the details are being worked out. As you hold this frequency of tranquility, you become a lighthouse, attracting your manifestation to you through the darkness with ease, grace, and undeniable power. As we close this session, remember that your current season of rest is not a detour. It is the destination's preparation room. You have been chosen for something greater, and the universe is simply ensuring that you have the strength, the peace, and the space to hold the magnitude of what is coming. The silence you hear is the sound of your old life fading so that your new reality can finally speak. Do not fear the stillness. Embrace it, for your wish is already on its way. I want to hear from you now. What was the biggest realization you had during this video? Which of these stages do you feel you are currently walking through? Please share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Your journey often provides the exact light someone else needs to find their way. To show that you've made it to the very end and to help this message reach more chosen ones who need to hear this today, type the word restore in the comments. By doing this, you are not only supporting the channel but also affirming to the universe that you are ready to be restored and rewarded. As the saying goes, the same sun that melts the wax also hardens the clay. Let this time of waiting shape you into something unbreakable. Thank you for being here. Stay in your peace, and I will see you in the next one.